We welcome you to the Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance, 10162. Here's Ricky Batalico, here's Ben Davis, here's Ruben Amaro Jr., John Kruk to come. I ain't gonna lie, opening day losses are a major bummer. This was a huge win. I don't care if it's game one. On to the series. Okay, let's just calm down. Ricky Bo, your thoughts?
My thoughts?
Yes.
Innings 1 through 6 were a horrible baseball game.
Well, not from the mound.
And not from the
Zack
mound.
Wheeler.
19 strikeouts. And by the way, you just heard Alec Bohm. He's not lying. I was a pitcher. I understand the shadows. It stinks to hit when there's in-between shadows and you see a ball coming out of light, dark, light. It's close to impossible to hit. But that's still no excuse. You did strike out 19 times in opening day. And the one thing that was a little disappointing was that I thought in spring training they worked on this. You know, that's the one thing we heard about. Well, they're going to cut down their strikeout. Well, that wasn't the day.
Well, again.
And the best thing I saw is that Washington's bullpen absolutely stinks, and the Phillies went right after them.
They sure did. Benny, what'd you think?
Well, I thought Zack Wheeler threw the ball extremely well. Obviously, he didn't get a whole lot of calls from Alfonso Marquez, that's for sure. But he had big guys in the lineup, 2, 3, and 4, getting it done. J.T. coming through in the ninth inning with a triple, which probably could be an error, but hey, he'll take the triple and 2 RBIs. But nice to see the boys come back in that one. It was a hard-fought game, but I mean, Zack Wheeler, I say it all the time, but I would love to catch that guy. Love to.
You never have to move.
Yeah. Ruben, what'd you think?
Well, I mean, it was obviously ugly early. There's no question about it. I mean, this is a team that obviously been trying to work on trying to make more contact. They were not doing it. It is virtually impossible to see the baseball. When you can't see spin, all you see is this like black sphere. And you don't see spin, you don't know where the ball is going to go. Sometimes you actually can't pick up the baseball as far as where it is on the plate. And so that is a little bit of an excuse, but that said, both teams are really struggling with it. I know Zack Wheeler has great stuff. Mackenzie Gore's got great stuff, and he threw the ball extremely well. And I think this is going to be a breakout year for him. And he was tough on the Phillies in his last start last year as well. They fought through it. They worked through it. They had some mishaps, lots to unpack here. But bottom line is they won this baseball game. It was a tough one to win when you're striking out 19 times. And they bared down at the end of the game when they had to. So they pulled it out. Hey, a W is a W. You can't go 162-0 unless you win the first one.
That's right.
What time is Saturday's game?
Who knows? 4 o'clock probably.
Right around that time.
Let's go down to D.C. and check in with the crossover presented by Chapman Auto Stores with Mr. John Kruk. John, great call in the game today. Great post-game interview with Alec Bohm. Let's start one by one, John. One by one. Zack Wheeler. Man, he pitched great, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did. And, he gave up that solo home run to Keibert Ruiz. But other than that, I mean, he was, if he did get in a jam, he had pitches to get out of it. He made pitches to get out of those jams. But, it's kind of like what we expect from him now is to be dominant. And he was like that pretty much all last year, except for a couple starts. But, I think Zack is on a mission not only to get back to the World Series and help this team win win a World Series. I think Zack is he wants that Cy Young pretty darn bad.
John, you look back to the top of the 7th inning with Harper hitting the home run and Schwarber hitting the home run. How good does that make you feel just because of the names that did it?
Yeah, it was big because. You thought with the way the shadows were, the way both starting pitchers were pitching, that it was going to be one of those, whose bullpen's going to give it up first. And it just so happened that it was, the Nationals bullpen that gave up the home runs to Bryce. And then, after a pitching change, Ferrer came in, who is pretty nasty on lefties, and Kyle takes him deep to give the Phillies that 2-1 lead. But, it was it's Bryce Harper. I mean, what do you expect? Again, it's like Zack. When Zack's on a roll pitching like he was today, we expect Bryce to do big things. And that was a huge home run to tie the game. And then Kyle followed up to 2 batters later and with his solo home run to give the Phillies the lead. But it's kind of old hat. We kind of expect Bryce to come up big. He's not the showman for no reason. He's earned that, and he put on a show again tonight by tying the game up.
Johnny, I know that 19 strikeouts are not ideal, but I did see some at-bats, some long, extended at-bats today. JT had a few. I know he had 4 strikeouts, but these guys extending, living to see another pitch, fouling pitches off. That's a sign of good things to come, correct?
Yes, and Trey did too. Trey's first at-bat against Mackenzie Gore, he fouled off a few pitches, worked a longer at-bat to start the game. And, Ben, you know how it is now. Early in the season, first start, pitchers are going to be on a pitch limit, an innings limit. And all you can do in this situation is hope that, like you said, hope the bullpen, comes in and gives it up. And the Nationals bullpen, they weren't sharp down the last few innings of this game. But, these shadows are brutal. And, you can make excuses about it, but until you stand in the box at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and people are throwing baseballs at you that you can't see, it ain't no fun. I remember a game in San Diego, we had a doubleheader, and I got the first game of the doubleheader my rookie year, and Nolan Ryan was pitching in the shadows in San Diego. I could have gone up there without a bat and had more success.
Those shadows were brutal at Jack Murphy, weren't they? Terrible.
Oh, awful, Ben, awful.
Johnny, there's
not
been
to Tony Gwynn, though, just
No.
to us mortals.
He could hit it. He could hit anything. Johnny, there's been a lot of talk about the lineup, who's going to hit lead off, and you see Schwarber, do what he did today. Had a couple of excellent, 2 or 3 excellent at bats. How good is that for Rob Thomson to know that regardless of whether he's in the 1 hole or the 4 hole, that this guy is going to be comfortable and come through?
Yeah, and you know what, Ruben, he after his base hit in the second inning, I guess he thought he was a leadoff hitter and decided to try to steal second. You have to remember, man, when you're a 4th hitter, you don't steal bases. You just let the 5th, the 6th hitter try. Yeah, station to station, baby. Now, when he bats leadoff, he wants to steal, go for it. But I think it's a good thing for Rob that Kyle has accepted that he's going to hit 4th against lefties and probably back to leadoff against righties. We don't know that for sure. It hasn't been etched in stone, but that's kind of what we feel is going to happen. He's going to hit leadoff a lot this year. He's going to hit 4th a lot this year. The thing is, he's in the lineup, and when he's producing against lefties like he did today, it's a great situation to have to get to mix up the right, left, and give the pitchers different looks.
Hey, Johnny, I wanted to ask you a question about Alvarado. How do you think he looked? Obviously, he's threw the ball extremely well in spring training. It's nice to see him carry it over to the game. And, boy, can he be a weapon or what?
I think the curveball is going to help him a lot. And he doesn't have to throw it for a strike. He just has to show it. And, when you show an 80, I think he threw one curveball today at 86. It was a ball. But then the next pitch was 101 on the black. I mean, it's tough. I don't think that there's a lot of hitters when he's commanding the ball. There's not a lot of hitters that are going to be have a comfortable and enjoyable at bat against him.
John, last one. We talked pregame. We didn't get a chance to talk to you pregame, unfortunately. But Ricky,
technical difficulties.
No. It's fine. We're making up for it now, as you said to Tommy. Long one. It's going to be. We only got a half an hour left with you. We're going to take it. We're going to milk it really nicely. No, last one, John, which is we did the outlook for the team in pregame. Ricky and I had them going to the NLCS, bowing out to the Dodgers. Ben and Ruben have them winning the World Series. What's your outlook with 161 to go, John, for the Phillies in 25?
Well, I think it's a different attitude with this team. I think that they felt like the last couple years they've missed their opportunities in the postseason. And you got to remember, they have a lot of guys who are going to be not only everyday players, but, we have pitchers also with Luzardo on a 1-year deal, Jordan Romano on a 1-year deal, J.T., Schwarber, their contracts are up after this season. Max Kepler, is a 1-year deal. So these guys, they're playing for 2 things. one, to help the Phillies win a world championship, but two, they're playing to get another contract for next year somewhere, somehow, maybe here, who knows. But, that's a great motivator. When you're pitching for a contract or playing on every day for a contract, your intensity level goes up a ton. And I think that's, it'll be sad if we lose some of those guys, but, the motivation is, get a contract, have a great year, and help this team win a World Series.
All right, my friend. Thanks so much for joining us. Look forward to the season talking to John Kruk in the postgame show.
See you Saturday.
See you Saturday. All right, John. Thanks a lot. John
Thank
Kruk
you,
joining us. Thank you. Down at Nationals Park. Let's go down to the field where moments ago John Kruk caught up with this player postgame. Kyle Schwarber, in fact.
All right, we're here with Kyle Schwarber, and obviously very tough for the first 6 innings with Mackenzie Gore, shadows. How difficult was that, and how much did you guys turn it around, you and Bryce Harper?
Obviously he was out there actually, he's landing a lot of off speed. He was, obviously it is what it is, right? Both teams have to deal with it, but, felt like we were able to kind of, obviously come back, and then they tied up, and just kind of the resilience there to just keep going out there and keep fighting, and had a great big hit by Bohmer, and then capped it off by J.T. there too.
You had a really good view here of Alec Bohm's big clutch hit in the 10th. How sweet is that to see that after what he went through with the hand at the end of last year?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, big confidence right there in him in that spot, and like we do with everyone else in this lineup. So, he did such a great job. He had an approach, and he executed it, and that's what we just got to keep doing. Keep, trying to find a way to win games, and we did that, and it was great overall victory there. We love that.
It's a good example of what the lineup can do. Obviously, Trey Turner leading off, and then Rob Thomson said you're probably going to lead off next. Is that going to be difficult to go back and forth?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just going to be able to go out there and keep playing, right? Take your at-bats and try to find a way to have a quality at-bat. That's what it is at the end of the day. Try to have a quality at-bat and, find a way to help the team win.
Al, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it. Back to you.
Beautiful. Here's the offense for the Phillies. Turner struggled at the leadoff spot today. Walker to strikeout. Bryce Harper 1 for 4 with that home run. Alec Bohm.
One hit through 6 innings, and then they turn these numbers around.
Yeah, well, part of it was Mackenzie Gore. Part of it, as Bohm referred, and I thought eloquently, was the sunshine and the shadows. And there's Schwarber also 2 for 4 with a home run. That was great with Harper, and then Schwarber, bang, bang.
Yeah, so a couple of things that I liked that I saw today. Max Kepler had some really, really good at-bats, especially against a left-hander, a couple of walks, got a double down the left field line. He's taking what he did during the course of the spring to the season, it looks like. I love his balance. I love the quality of the bats. And even though they had 19 strikeouts, at the end of the game, when they actually could see the baseball, they did pick up some walks. They had some quality at-bats at the end of the game. Not really pretty early. There's no question about it. But they made some adjustments to make this win happen.
Yeah, 19 strikeouts, but in fairness, 13 of them were off of Gore, and I think
pretty good.
Yeah,
Dude had 20 swings and misses in Gore.
He was pretty good. Also, again, in the shadows, but I don't want to take anything away from either starter's performance. Both teams were in the shadows, but just 6 strikeouts after Gore left the game. Still too many. Rob Thomson, post-game in the clubhouse.
Kind of a tale of 2 games. Those first 6 innings of pitching, outstanding, and then.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think the shadows were playing a part in today's game. It's tough for the guys to see. It's not an excuse, but we saw a lot of swings and misses. I didn't think we got out of the zone all that much, but there was a lot of swings and misses.
Glad to see Gore get out of the game, given how those first 6 innings went.
He's got good stuff. He really does. He throws strikes. He can command the baseball. Changeup's good. He's good.
Did you think guys had better at-bats as the game went on?
Yeah, I did.
And just how did you think, like, the revised batting order, what did you think of that, just how it played out today?
Well, there were a lot of strikeouts. So, and I don't think that had anything to do with the order, but, we're still playing with it.
Bohm had kind of a tumultuous offseason. How good did it feel to see him come through in that moment?
Oh, it was great. I mean, he's a good hitter. He stays in the zone. He uses the field. The moment doesn't get to him. So yeah, it was really nice. See, that was big hit. JT's triple after 4 strikeouts was a big moment, I thought. So it was a good ball game.
Against their bullpen, there just seemed to be an emphasis on going after the first pitch, and you guys did damage.
Yeah, that wasn't really the game plan. I think probably they just saw good pitches to hit, and they went after it.
What did you make of that inning Romano had?
Tough because he didn't get hit hard, but it was just the walk and the hit by pitch that put him in trouble, and we got to take care of that.
Do you think the way you configure your lineup at least affected how they used their bullpen on you, especially maybe how they matched up and how
Sure.
played into your hand?
Sure. The same way we did with their lineup.
But will this work, do you think, before we go back to the clubhouse?
What actually worked in your eyes today? What worked? You hit leadoff once. Your leadoff hitter today was 0 for 4. What worked? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You put an
Schwarber
order together.
worked.
They came together. They didn't score. They did nothing for 6 innings, and then all of a sudden woke up in the 7th inning.
Right.
So what worked?
Well, Harper in the 2 spot worked with 2 hits and
Harper's
a home run.
fine. Harper's
Schwarber in the 2 spot, and Schwarber worked batting cleanup in the 4th spot, even though there was no one on base. He might not have gotten.
I think the most important thing about all the first 4 guys in the lineup is that those have to be the guys. Your best hitters, you put them in anywhere, any mix, really. I don't think Harper's ever going to hit in the leadoff slot, but you can put all those guys in to sort of interchange them because that's where you want your best hitters. And right now, those are the 4 guys that you're going to be counting on.
The big man today, of course, Bohm, Alec Bohm. Here he is, post-game in the clubhouse.
Did it look very good? Yeah, we couldn't see part of it.
How good did it feel to come through in that moment?
Good. Yeah, it's always good to win a game.
The shadows were a story last year in the playoffs too. Have you guys talked about anything that you might be able to do to combat it, or is it just something you kind of have to accept with those afternoon games?
No, there's nothing you can do about it. You start a game at 4 o'clock, not going to be able to see unless it's cloudy.
I guess there were times this offseason where you didn't know maybe where you would be. Just to still be here in this situation with guys you're comfortable with. Just what does this mean to you?
It's not very often that you get to play 3-4 seasons in a row with the same group in professional sports like this. So it's it's nice to be back here, back where I'm comfortable and familiar.
A lot of people have been Turner hit lead off, Schwarber hit lead off. Do you care where you hit in the lineup? You're hitting 4th a lot. This year.
I've hit 1 through 9 in my career, I think. Maybe not 9th, but hit basically everywhere in the lineup, and wherever you put me, I'll try to fit in.
Your approach doesn't change no matter where you hit or anything like that.
No, because I don't. I mean, my approach isn't necessarily something that is based upon where I hit. No, it's a simple kind of approach that I can basically runners on, runners not on. Nothing really changes for me. There's something over the plate, and if it's a strike and it's a good pitch to hit, I'm going to swing at it. If it's not, I'm going to do my best to not swing at it.
What was the approach, I guess, in that last at bat?
Something not over. Yeah, cuts it pretty good. So, obviously didn't want anything in close to me. Just looking for something up out over the plate and trying to just touch it.
Was this a good first one for the group? Tough for 6 innings, and then Bryce and Kyle ambush a couple of first pitches. I mean, is that just what this team can do with the hitters you guys have?
Yeah, I mean, I think 1 through 9, anyone that steps up there, there's a chance something good can happen for sure. And I think when you kind of go back and forth, and you got an off day tomorrow and everything, it would have probably not felt great to lose that one. So it's obviously, it's very nice to come back in the end and win it.
Thank you.
Love that last remark by Alec Bohm. 1 through 9, anyone who steps up there, there's a chance that something good can happen